that was this week.
No, he's
Oh,
got.
that's
Hey, that's
too
okay,
bad.
but we'll have something to talk about next week with him, and it's no, he's super stoked to come in, and he was all about it. So we're going to talk about the other thing. What was it that we're
arguing about on things online?
Oh, we're doing that today for sure.
Yeah. You want to fight?
Sure.
You want to fight me? Is that what you want?
You want to fight? Let's do it
Let's
with
fight.
our keyboards.
Let's do it. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting how that became a thing so fast with and I was looking for examples of just ridiculous things that people have fought about.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's everywhere.
Oh, but there's a rabbit hole, my friend. There is a rabbit hole to go down because, I mean, from sewering businesses, to just on harassment, and I was trying to find things that happen around here, like Manitoba, Canada.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the thing. We came from the generation of if you got something to say to me, you got to say it to my face.
Damn straight, yeah.
And people are very brave behind the protection of their. I might as well put the chat thing up here because.
Yeah. Let's see who's chatting about things here.
Yeah,
I wonder if I could find. Like, I got in a trolling fight with something. I can't remember where it was anymore, but it was just bonkers. I mean, the person was an obvious troll, and it was like, "I'll bite. Let's go." Yeah, and it just went down.
Well, nobody wants to get called out on it, and I was big like when most of my TikTok content was Gen X based, right?
Yeah.
So I would do it, and then you get the odd troll, and I remember one guy. It was, "Hey, nice millennial earrings," because I had those plugs in. Remember, I had the big plugs. I was like,
"Yeah,
are you kidding me?" But the best thing I could do with that was I would take my I would make video responses to stuff.
Yeah.
Like argue with me. If you type
that's
it,
great. Yeah, that's good
hey,
stuff.
Pebbles, how's it going?
That's the best thing you can do, right? Really. It's just make it your own content.
I could type something up, or you're going to say something so ignorant to me that I'll make a video about it and let the people that are following enjoy that, because nobody and everybody's got a fake name. Like if I look at when I looked at the comments that I would get, hey Ronnie, how's it going? Jesus, man,
just coming right in hot there, isn't he? Eh?
Right? Yeah, he is coming in hot. I don't know what you're doing on a Friday, buddy, but we're just here. No,
you took it up a few octaves there, eh?
Yeah. So the let's go and cook up back from checking Spirit Halloween out with the family. Spirit Halloween is open.
It's open. Where is it this time?
I think it's at PV Mart.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you have the Ronnie, you made me lose my train of thought. See the troll. No, Ronnie's good, but he's
those trolls.
What came out of his mouth did not surprise me. No, I think when you have people that just spew shit off, right? And this is live, so the reality is we can react to whatever somebody says, which is fantastic.
Yep.
But when you're doing it and it's a static video or a static TikTok or whatever it is, you can't get to it fast enough, and you can delete that stuff. Delete it, gone, bye. Like I don't care enough, or I will make a video just to make fun of the fact that you said something that dumb. To me. But when you look at the accounts, they'll be following like 40 people and they have no followers, and it's like just a cartoon picture. Like it's not a person.
Well, I had this one guy, I put a video up and he took it and he tore it apart, right? And shared it in his audience. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, you and your 21 followers, good job. You know, so I was like, what are you talking about? Happy to contribute to your brand building, bud. Like, holy God.
You know what? I every time I do stuff, like it's for fun. And I don't know if you've noticed that I've throttled my videos down considerably in the last couple months, right?
It's probably safer given the crazy world right now.
Well, the world is a little nuts and people are going crazy over people's opinions.
Yeah.
Right. And right or wrong, I want to hear your opinion, and we can talk about that all day long. And we can talk about the elephant in the room with the Charlie Kirk assassination. And
that'll make people happy.
Well, why? Like, here's my problem. If
Why do
you're
we need to be emotionally upset about all these things? And if you're like, why are you engaging? If you know something is going to make you emotionally unhinged, why are you engaging?
right now, and the thing is, if this was a person who, say, made laws, caused wars, um, affected you in a negative light, not disagreeing with you, disagreeing with you is one thing, but
Yep.
affecting you in a negative light, then sure. But anytime someone celebrates someone passing, that shows
Yeah.
your character right there. It
Yeah,
shows
that's
your
not so
character.
wonderful. I mean, it's one thing to be like, well, I won't miss that person or whatever. It's like, okay, that's fair. But I mean, to celebrate and cheer it on, it's like, hold on, we're drawing a line here. You
Here's
know?
the thing: when you have someone who is, I what I love about what we do is we talk. We're engaging in conversation. We might not always agree on stuff, and that's why we do this. And people in the chat might not agree, and we'll talk to them about it. What I liked about him was that he wasn't afraid to have a debate with anybody about anything, and he came
Yeah.
with facts. You didn't have to agree with him, but it's hard to repeat what he was saying.
But I wonder how many people, and this is, I don't know, but since typically these types of things are certainly rigged to a certain extent, how
Sure.
many people were plants or actors or bad actors in the situations
It
to
makes
further the agenda, right?
it makes for good content. It makes for
Yeah.
good content. Hey, Hillbilly says on TikTok, it's very much a me world right now. It is a very much a me world we live in right now.
Yeah.
And again, everybody wants the attention drawn to them, and you want to, throw a dig at somebody. Okay, back it. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. But
Well, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, it's like we're all turning into little narcissists. We're all like little 6-year-old kids. You know, like kids are like the perfect little narcissists, right? Because it's just all about them, right?
it is.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
mean, I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just really the whole world's designed around them. But it seems like a lot of people are reverting back to that stage right now and using this wonderful computer screen as a protective like portal so they can act like a child but still be represented as a grown up in the real world, right?
Right. And if times are tough and people complain about everything, and that does happen. I read it was an interesting stat. I think Tyler talked about it this morning or yesterday. He said that I think it was 25% of people are using skip the dishes and food delivery, right?
Yeah.
And I commented on the show. I said that means that there's 25% of people that shouldn't be bitching that they can't fill their fridge.
Yeah. So
Like
here's
1 in 4.
I've talked to some restaurant owners that that because they're still not super busy the way they were pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But they said like people won't come into the restaurants, but they're happy to do takeout. Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I was like, oh, like, is there a pretty significant difference in cost of using Skip the Dishes? And they're like, oh, it's considerably higher to use Skip the Dishes.
Yeah.
Because they charge a percentage of the total meal cost plus a delivery charge, plus a tip they're going to want. So it's so much cheaper to eat in than it is to go out.
Right.
So eat out than to go in.
Right. Like I've yet to use Skip. I've never used Skip.
No,
Oh,
me
hey,
either.
Matt, and hey, Polar Bear. I've yet to use Skip. Maybe I'd say a handful of times a year we'll order pizza.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Even Chinese.
Yeah.
I picked that up.
In general, yeah. Like when I get Chinese, like where do you get your Chinese food from?
I usually go to your back door and take it out of your fridge.
yeah, no doubt. So,
but no, I get it from who's the one on Vic?
Kim's.
Yeah, Kim's has really good
Kim's
takeout.
good. Yep.
And as far as going to a buffet style thing where you've got a big variety, it's
Lee's. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you get a family discount or how does that work?
No, I'm not related to them at all.
Are you sure?
I am sure. Yeah, I'm very sure. Yeah, I'm definitely sure. The one that's actually really good that my girl had me try was a Double Happiness on right beside my place.
I remember Double Happiness, and it was actually pretty good.
It's really good. So my Taylor, her best friend's parents own it. So we go over there and like she is so proud for me to go there, right? Because she's supporting her family. She's so excited that we're going to her friend's place. And I'd never seen that kid eat so much Chinese food in my life. There was nothing left to eat an hour later.
Sounds like a typical Saturday in your house.
Oh my God. It was crazy.
Lee's is very hit or miss, and Brandon. Lee's is hit or miss. They can all be hit or miss.
Yeah.
Depends on the day you're getting into.
Yeah.
But
hey, a lot of it is
varieties
also frozen, prepared, or whatever it might be, right? It's
You
quick
made it with love.
production, so-
You rolled every spring roll yourself, didn't you? Back in the day,
Yeah, we did actually. It was awful. It was a lot of work. So, it was
They
a
almost
lot
made
of work.
and they almost paid you $1 an hour, which was
Oh
very
God! You know,
generous.
I remember back then I was making $5 an hour. You know,
Really?
yeah, $5 an hour minimum wage, right? So
Ah,
look at all the
okay.
people calling out double happiness here, right?
Double happiness.
Look at that, eh? For the win,
guys.
eh? Like holy jeez.
Jump in.
Yeah,
But-
tell us what your favorite Chinese place is in the comments. You know, let's give her
Who's your favorite Chinese guy?
Jackie
You guys
Chan,
say- Jackie Chan. I still say it's Jayon.
Chairman Mao, right?
Chairman
You always have to say
Mao.
Chairman Mao.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, you're not really Chinese, right?
No, but I think, how do we get into this? Oh, and people, you could say something like that. Say, you know what? If 1 in 4 people are eating skip, then 1 in 4
Yeah.
people have less reason to bitch and moan that it's
Yeah.
expensive to buy food for your house. And you'll have people are like, well, I should be able to treat myself. Here's the problem.
Okay, yeah, you can.
When you can afford to, you treat yourself.
That's the thing, you know. Like you think of the Middle Ages, people just enjoyed stuff all the time. It's like, oh look, I found some bark. We're gonna eat good tonight, you know.
You just and here's the thing: when I treat myself, honest to Christ, I treat myself when I am making my own stuff. Jayon, my dad was your mom's food sales rep.
Yeah, cool. That's we talked about that before, so it's funny world, eh?
Nice, but lost my train of thought again. This is what I have. This is what I get for having a whiskey while
treating
on a
yourself.
smoke. Oh, treating
How
myself
do you
for
treat
me
yourself?
when I really make something from scratch. Yes, Pebble said rather make home make meals. When I make something from scratch, or like today, I was smoking ribs because I was. I'm gonna tell you this: the smoker is like the crock pot for guys because you just put it, set it, forget it, go, and there's fire involved. And I threw some ribs on and ran. I had a bunch of meetings to do today. I was running all over the place, and came home. Guess what? Supper was ready
Done.
to go.
Yeah.
So make something from scratch. Like if I make a pie, that's a good day.
Yeah.
That is a really good day.
Could you smoke a pie? You could smoke a pie.
I smoked a pie. I used to make my own canned peaches, and I would make ginger bourbon peaches.
Oh, that'd be good.
And then I would make a ginger bourbon peach pie and cook it in the smoker.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
So what kind of smoker do you have then? Like what's a good smoker?
I have a Traeger, and I know everybody's gonna argue and say
Is
that's
that the default? Is that the default really? Default setting for smokers?
Your side smokers are the actual smokers that you make out of pipes and stuff. Like a side smoker box with just smoke going in and no heat underneath is your smoker. The Traeger is a smoker, but it's a wood pellet grill, but it smokes. If you go on low heat, it's a smoker. But hey, regardless, I just smoked ribs today, so call it what it is. But I think when you have, it is great. Thank you, Jake.
So get a Traeger because I don't have a smoker.
Okay, I have a Traeger and it's good for both. So you can grill on it. You can grill on it. It's wood pellets,
right?
But it's an amazing smoker with very good control, and you don't have to babysit it.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah,
love it.
So what are those? Have you seen like those? Was it Blackstones? Those flat top grills?
So basically, it's a skillet.
Yeah.
So
I'd be okay with that.
Right. It'd be like working at Ichiban.
Yes. Hey, what are you saying?
I'm just saying that if I was sitting across from you and you were cooking up shrimp on a Blackstone, I would expect you to fling one of those shrimps into my mouth.
Like I could learn that sort of thing. Have you been to Ichiban before?
When I was a child. Is it still open?
It's still there. You should take your kids.
I really should.
Yeah. We took oh, there's Mike sells Traegers, I think, there too. So
does he?
Yep, he does. Yeah, over at up in the North Hill there at Direct.
Oh, really? Yeah. So have both, love both, different uses. If you had to have one, what would you have? Like the Traeger is idiot proof, and I'm an idiot, so it works.
That's fair.
Like it doesn't get simpler than a Traeger. Lasagna on the I'm reading the TikTok feed. Lasagna on the smoker. That'd be a long smoke, but I bet you'd be good.
That'd be interesting, anyways.
I remember doing a video a while ago, and the intro was this girl saying, "Tell me something that seems like a cult but is not a cult." And I said, "Anybody who has a smoker."
Yep, that's true. Right?
Because everything you cook, anything anybody makes, you can say this would be way better on the Traeger. Or
yeah, exactly. You gotta smoke it. So
And what's the weirdest thing you've smoked?
I
I'd say
had
the pie.
I was over at well, you know Glenn. I went over to his
Yeah.
place and he made smoked sushi, smoked meat sushi. Okay,
What?
so the seaweed paper, he used
Yeah.
bacon. Okay,
Okay.
and for the rice, he used ground beef,
Okay.
and then
I'm
put cream
listening.
cheese in, and he put like different types of meats, and he smoked the whole thing in in his smoker,
I
and
want
brought
to
it
do.
out, sliced it all up as sushi, and we ate it just like that.
That's hilarious. Like that.
It was pretty cool.
Why not? I mean, you can make anything. Oh, yeah. Apparently, croissant s'mores. Get the hell out of here. 2 hours for
Water,
lasagna on the smoker. Water.
water. Oh, I guess you could do smoked ice cubes for your drinks, right?
Yeah. There's really nothing you can't smoke. I mean, let's face it. Back in the day, everybody hooked everything on fire.
Everything was smoked back in the day,
Everything
right?
was smoked. So we're just going back to what we had back in the day, which was fire.
But we're
And
paying a lot more for it, ironically, right?
Silky Boy says, my cat's breath smells. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
That's wonderful. That's
The TikTok feed is separate.
It doesn't smell smoky though.
No.
Oh, that's not. Then you're trolling here.
It's trolling.
Keep
Yeah,
the topics up here. Come
Getting
on.
back. So Kate, going back to that, I did the video on I said anybody with a smoker, that's kind of like a cult, but it's not really a cult.
Yeah.
And I said I have a Traeger and I do this, and then the comment section blew up with, "That's not a real smoker unless you're doing this." And I'm like, can everybody just
here we
shut
go.
up
Yeah.
for a minute? Like, if you're looking for a fight, some water and make ice cubes for the whiskey or bourbon. Well, now
There we go. Yep.
I have water and a smoker.
Yep. I guess you can't really smoke ice cubes, right?
I don't think you could, but you probably have to freeze them again.
Yep.
I never troll. No, I think when you have a
That's
a
what a
smoker.
troll would say.
it sounds awfully troll-like,
Yeah.
guys.
That sounds like what a troll would say.
He's sending me flowers and all this stuff. So, okay, you're not trolling, dude. I dig
He's
it.
trying to romance you now.
He's trying to romance me. I'm getting gifts on the TikTok feed, which is
Well, there
lovely.
you go.
So what? Okay, what else? If you had to start an argument where this is again perfect argument, is a Traeger a smoker? Kind of. It does the job.
I guess I believe you.
Mm. No, it's a wood pellet grill,
Okay.
but you can
Okay.
smoke with it.
So what other
So, but
brands
people-
of smokers would there be?
There's the Big Green Egg, which is kind of a smoker, or is that just a? It weighs 1 billion pounds. I don't know why you buy
Okay.
it, but it holds the heat in really well. But you gotta build the wood. You have to do all that stuff. I like it when you just put it in, it feeds it, it's done, you're fine. No, I think that the amount of arguments people have online, or the amount of greasy shit people do online, like there are people. I'm gonna go to what I was trying to figure out. What was the darkest crap? There's some pretty dark stuff that people do online to mess with people's lives. None. Just Traeger at Direct Wholesale.
Sponsored by.
Direct Wholesale Furniture, Appliances, and Mattresses up on Brandon's North Hill.
You should put
Check
that
them out for
underneath
Traegers.
you. But you need a little scrolling thing. Sponsored by.
Oh, hang on. I can do this. Hang on. Why? Why are you being difficult, this thing? I don't want to hide the chat overlay. Oh, where is it? I can. There you go. None. Just Traeger at Direct Wholesale Furniture. Is that showing up on your screen?
There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
There you got ad space. I guess Jay gets 2% off his first bag of pellets.
There we go. That's perfect. You should put.
Right?
He should put up his phone number there so people can call in or something. Maybe.
Bad idea.
Waiting.
No, nobody want. Well, if he wants to put his phone number up
Okay.
online for everybody on the galaxy to look at, but
Well,
I was
it's a
looking for
commercial line anyway, so who cares?
True, yeah, no one's gonna call his house. Yeah, send me
should-
the bill. Send you the bill. So, I was looking up things, and there are people who have taken, like, because Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
I had a
ever?
guy-
Yeah. Do I ever?
Yesterday trying to sell me Google Ad Space.
Of course. Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, I noticed for my day job." He goes, "I noticed you don't have a Google site." I'm like, "No, I don't." well, you know what? We can really help you with that. I'm like, I don't think you can help me with that. Oh, Hilby got a Traeger at the camper and Pit Boss at home. There you go. You got some options. But this guy was trying to sell me ad space. And I said, okay, why do I want a Google space? Because here's the thing. Someone decides they're going to troll you and give you a 1-star review.
Yep.
You got to bury that sucker. You're not just getting rid of it.
Nope,
exactly. I said, if my name was John Smith, I'd probably have a Google thing. That's but right. I'm everywhere. I'm easy to find. I don't need it. Yeah. But if you and the guy's selling me on this hard, I go, are you trying to sell me like leads? He said, well, that's what we do. I'm like, okay, I want you to describe the city I live in.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Tell me where I live. Well, you live in Brandon, Manitoba. I go, okay. Tell me about the city. Like, what's Brandon like? How many people are here? What's our local economy like? What do we have for industry? He couldn't tell me shit. I go, you're gonna tell me that you're gonna send people to me that you don't know, that don't know me, and I'm gonna generate business out of that. I go, I'm sorry, but you're barking up the wrong tree big time. I go, since you're at it, Google me anyway. Take a look at it, and you tell me how many different things my name shows up on. Yeah, I'm not bragging, but I'm a lot of stuff. Like I'm on a lot of things. So I go, I do not need you to do this for me. Just find you at the Jamboree, probably the first place I met you because it was a musical ride. Jay Ree. So Jay Ree, is it Jay Ree? Jay Ray. Jay Ray met me in Erickson, I guess, and I was doing the RCMP musical ride, and that was pressure if you've never done something like that.
No.
But
what is it? What is it?
Jamie. The RCMP musical ride, I got asked to MC it, I guess. Okay. And I had to announce every different movement the horses were doing as they were about to do them.
Doing the dressage, right?
Well, I had a script, and then I had a guy next to me who was a member of the RCMP who had written this thing forever. And he would basically do that, and I'd say the next line, boom, boom, boom. It was cool. I was nervous as hell. I had no idea what I was doing, but I got through it, and they invited me back the next year to do.
That's how you get rid of it.
They invited me back the next year to do Little Valley Jamboree, which is an awesome community, and they're really, really good, and they help a lot of kids, and I'm all about that. So I didn't get any hate on the. It's funny, you don't get a lot of hate on charitable events. Thank goodness.
No, because I think most people realize that that's entirely the wrong target because you're just gonna get other people.
Yeah, sort of trying to help some kids. Oh, Jamie was doing both of them right.
But there are trolls everywhere, and it's right now. Is like, you've heard the dead internet theory, right?
I want. Tell me about the dead internet theory.
Okay, the dead internet theory was like a conspiracy that the majority of the information online is fake. It's all AI generated. It's bots. It's trolls. Okay. It's self-replicating, replicating scripts and designs and stuff. So sometimes you can have bots fighting against other bots just to create engagement and that sort of thing, right? And it was kind of like a conspiracy theory for a long time. But now people are going, yeah, we're there. We're at the dead internet theory. I mean, if you scroll through Facebook, you're going to see like synopsis of movies that don't actually exist. You know, like tons of things like this. There was I even saw a video of an author talking about that there was this summer there was a list of 12 books you have to read this summer reading list. And he said, good luck getting any of these books because none of them exist.
Well, but there was also a time when see, Jamie, thanks for popping in. There was also a time when, remember when the internet was relatively new and you would hear a ridiculous story and the person would say, no, I read it on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's got
I read it on the internet. It has to be real.
Yeah.
No one would just put bullshit up there.
Nobody lies.
We bought it. We believed that if it was on the internet, it was true. And I know people that believe that. There are people that were telling. I had a guy in the other day tell me that he thought this whole shooting was a hoax. I'm like, I don't think it's a hoax. It happened.
Real. I mean, it's not an AI generated thing. Right. You know, like that's like. And on the other hand, that's where it gets dangerous because AI is getting pretty good. And now people don't even fully realize what AI is being used for. They think it's just being made for fraudulent material.
Well, here's the thing. Going into the arguing on the line, your algorithm is your algorithm, right? So whatever it
Yes,
is that
yes.
you pull for and push for, you're going to get fed that side of the story all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're always fed that, that's going to be what you're going to believe. And like you and I would probably have similar views on certain things, but you look at
Yep.
somebody else
Yep.
that's how could we be so completely opposite from our neighbor? I don't see it.
Yep.
What about the Trump shooting? Oh, we're getting into that.
Well, here we go. I think it was. I don't think he was shot in the ear. I think it was shrapnel based, personally.
Okay, as a hunter, that ear would have been in pieces if it was that close. So it must have been a piece.
His ear looks pretty wholesome.
It would have been
to
a fragment that might have hit it, but the chances are slim. I don't know.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
I'm not saying like I am not saying that I wanted that guy shot.
No,
at
but
all. So just throwing that
but
out there,
there's
I
a
do not
shock-
want to see.
But there's
a
a
sitting
shockwave
president
that goes
shot.
with the impact of a bullet,
Yes,
and that's a very thin
Yes.
piece of cartilage. So it might have been a fragment. I don't know. I that is
I don't know.
a year
I don't
ago,
know.
and hey, he's okay.
Yeah.
So that's
His ear looks pretty good too. It's almost
but
grown back.
but again, so
something.
this could also be Alyssa might be saying, hey, let's argue one side versus the other. So why don't we have a debate about something? You and I take
There
a
we
side.
go.
Let's take opposite sides on something. Somebody pick the topic for Jay and I to have opposite. Nothing that's going to get us canceled, please.
Here you go. I've got one for you here. College degrees are becoming obsolete for most jobs.
Am I for college or against college? You pick.
You take your pick.
Okay, then I'll go against.
Against. Okay, you're gonna agree that college degrees are obsolete?
Lots of them, sure. Yep.
Okay.
Argue that they're good. You start.
Argue that they're
a
good.
college degree is necessary.
College, and as far as Canada is concerned, that does mean university as well.
Sure.
Okay. So simple. You would never want to get surgery by a YouTube surgeon.
Now, I would agree that there are certain skill sets that you need to go to college, university for in order to do those things.
Yes.
You're talking about surgery. Absolutely. You have to have hands-on. It'd be no different than a trade school. Okay. So I'll put surgery up there with trade skills. So I believe that a trade school is necessary. In order to learn about how to be a carpenter, you need to learn from a carpenter. Okay.
Correct. But that would be a college.
Yes, but if you're talking surgery, that is hands-on. So I'm gonna consider that to be a trade. You have to have someone show you how to do that with your hand.
So we're gonna. So do you want to debate hands-on skill set versus theoretical?
You said
skill
surgery,
set,
so I'm going with your example of a surgeon.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're going to learn something hands-on, you're going to have to learn from someone who's done that before. Now, if you're going to say accountant, well, I would be willing to bet that you could learn that from the books that you need to become an accountant without having somebody teach you that. I might be wrong, but no, college will not get a doctor's degree. I'm not saying that's my mom. No, Mom, I'm saying that he was using surgery as an example. I said that university or college, you have to learn how to use your hands with a skill set with somebody who's known it before. But I would say, look at a business degree. Okay. A business diploma, you're an entrepreneur, as am I.
Yep.
Do you have a business degree? Do I have a business degree? No.
No.
Did I need a business degree to start a business? Right.
No.
So what would have been different had I had a business degree?
If you had had a business degree, I guess it depends on your business, because it could have given you the basic understanding of creating better accounting for your bookkeeping, marketing. Okay, could also create the ability to create better systems for efficiencies in your system, as well as valuations.
And you're excellent at that, but you don't have a business degree. Okay, so what would you have?
Actually, I'm not good at any of those things. I hire those people. I hire out to people with degrees.
Okay, so I believe that if you have a reason to go, the debt's going to be there, but okay, right? Okay, but when it comes to a college degree, I believe there are certain skill sets you have to learn from someone who's done it. Okay. If I can do
Correct,
it with
yes.
an online course, then
Yep.
I should be able to read the books and learn the skill set. Okay. Do you hire anybody with a business degree on the resume? I would like to know why.
Depends what you're looking for. Depends what type of, because if you're looking for, say you're running a large scale corporation and you could have a requirement of an MBA, which would be a valid reason for running, say, a large scale corporation. So that'd be understandable, right? But when it comes to entrepreneurial base, depending on the size of the corporation, if you're looking for somebody like human resources background for your company, then yeah, you kind of would want that
Okay,
sort
so
of.
what if you're the child of the CEO of the company, the founder of the company, and you have worked there from the age of, say, 14, sweeping floors until you got to the point where you're at the head office?
Yes.
Would a business degree help you? Or the fact that you were there all that time and you were raised learning how the business works, would that be enough?
I think it would be enough for a lot of companies. However, it might not be enough to take a company to the next level.
You're probably right, but you've taken your business to the next level and you don't have a business degree. You're a horrible example of some of the
That's
things you don't
correct.
need that you need. Oh, hang on.
Except I did hire people with degrees to do that for
Okay.
me.
Okay, so my mom's giving me a tough time. A general bookkeeping degree, a bookkeeping course or book. Yes, I believe there are certain things that you can learn, but you don't necessarily need to go to college to get it. But bookkeeping,
Correct.
100%. Someone needs to learn how to do the back end of the business. 100%.
Yeah.
Coursera or any other free open access education platforms are great for learning. Right. So can you learn something without having someone
Correct. Yeah.
teach it to you? Right.
Absolutely, you can.
Self-taught.
But usually, the people doing the teaching have degrees or some specialization in that skill
Right.
set.
Some of the best musicians I know are self-taught. Never took a lesson.
Yes. And also, some of the best musicians have also gone to education.
Touche. Okay. So I'd say you and I both have opposing sides of the same argument.
Yeah.
We're not getting.
I mean, ironically, I'm on more of your side for a lot of things. I really do feel the vast majority of university and college degrees are non-essential. For a lot of things. I mean, you get a lot of people, for example, who want to be professional writers, so they go take an English degree, and that's quite commonly viewed as the death of the writing career for a lot of people because they learn how other people write as opposed to what their self-expression is.
What's interesting, and again, being very vague as far as how I'm going to deliver this, but Gage asked me one day, he goes, we drove by a police car, so of course he mentions police, and he goes, do police go to law school? I'm like, no. He goes, but isn't law like their job? I'm like, yeah. I go, I don't know what they do in school, but I'm sure they learn a lot of law.
Okay, but you've been in lawyers'
Yes, I have.
office. Those books aren't for
No,
show.
that's
no, like there's a lot of
books up there. I mean, you
right?
better know what but you don't have to know it. You have to be able to find it, right?
That's the thing. And I would say realistically, unless you're that guy from Suits,
right,
who memorizes every book, you don't need to know it all by heart, but you need to know where to find the resources very specifically, right?
There you
Very
go.
quickly.
So that is critical thinking. How can I find the answer that I need to solve the problem that I have today?
Yep.
That's what they need to be teaching in school. That's what they need to be teaching from kindergarten all the way up to grade 12. How can you find the answer without me feeding it to you?
Exactly.
So
well, I mean, that's why we had librarians in school, and they've taken them all out now.
Exactly.
I mean, really, if you think about it, like a librarian is the most educated person in that building.
And I never realized that you needed a degree to be a librarian.
Yeah, a master's degree at minimum.
I have my old roommate. Actually, I lived with a girl before I lived with my wife, and she was my roommate. Totally platonic. Is that the right word? Platonic?
Yep. Yeah.
And she's a librarian.
Yeah.
She went to school. I'm like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, is the Dewey Decimal System that
hard? Kind of is.
Apparently, but I mean, that's there's your gatekeeper to information.
Yeah.
And
100%. I mean, they understand research and the proper writing of like APA format, like down to a T, right? They've got all of that stuff down, right?
Right. Now, I also believe that school gives you the tools, and then you have to get to work to learn how to use those tools.
Well, there's, getting the tools and using them is a whole two different things, right? So And
Right.
some people just never get the chance. They're so scared with anxiety to actually step outside of, those precious little halls. It's they never get to get good at what they're doing.
I used to feel bad for kids because I get them in the chair back in the day, graduating high school. I'm like, hey, so what are you gonna do? He goes, I'm gonna get my business degree. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do with that? He goes, I'm gonna open a business. I'm like, do you have a marketable skill or product that you're gonna go with?
Yep.
Thanks, Alyssa. How is it? They have programs like that in Europe where there are more inquiry-based learning methodology. Blah. Why can't I read English?
Methodologies.
Methodologies. Thank you, Chinese guy. In younger years, why is not prone here? I don't know. Why aren't we teaching everybody just to find the answers? Like, I don't know everything. That's why I have Jay on.
Because we have North Americans have a whole lot of pride, especially in the college-based systems and education, and it's less of how much knowledge, access to knowledge, and how quickly can I find it, as opposed to what people think of. Look at me, I've got the degrees, I'm the smartest person in the room.
Do you think that pro school? I'm not anti-school, but I'm going to say this: did you learn more? What grade are your kids in?
They're in grade 8 and grade 6.
Okay. Did you learn more in grade 8 and grade 6 than they're learning in grade 8 and grade 6?
Oh, I don't know, honestly. I don't really remember grade 8 and 6 being terribly difficult, to be fair.
Okay,
I would say they're probably learning not the same degree of material. I would say there's probably less, but it is also different.
Okay.
Very different.
I'll ask you in a different way. When I remember the first kid that failed in my school, in my class, in grade 2, he failed.
Yeah.
The fact that nobody's failing anymore, that's a problem.
That's not good. That's not good. It's but I mean, I don't get why they do it. I understand why they say they don't, because they feel that the psychological impact of holding a kid back is more detrimental, but it's not really helping them, pushing them through school to get, various fundings or whatever for the school system to get them into university.
So what's more important? What's worse? The psychological impact or the educational impact?
Well, unfortunately, our world really has moved towards feelings being the most important variable in society, which is detrimental. And
right.
Okay, I mean, really, if we're so concerned about feelings, we can't understand why people are more emotional about things.
Right. But again, if your kid, let's just say your kid gets pushed from grade 2 to grade 3 and they were not ready for grade 3.
Yeah.
Would you be happy because of friends, or feel like they're dumber than everybody else because they are a year behind?
I would rather them, because there are times when kids simply need to get caught up, right? And I mean, that was actually a legitimate question that we had with our youngest, because she's a December 11th baby.
What does that mean?
Right. So, because that's right at the end, the cutoff to be held back for the next year. Okay. Because there is a cutoff. I can't remember when the date is, but she was getting really close. So she is one of the youngest kids in her school system, in her year. Right. And always has been.
Because he was November 20th, something like that.
Okay, so the big difference from that is a kid born in January or December. That's almost a year of development.
And I think if the kid is ready and if they can have a standardized test, say, you know what, you're good to go. You should be in this next grade. Do it.
Yeah.
Humility needs to be taught, and best taught through experiences. I love that. Like, how do you teach humility? Like, I think the humility is a little bit of humble pie goes a long way, right?
Humility should be realistically one of the core concepts a lot of people have. But the
problem is everybody wants to tell their kids that they're awesome at everything.
Well, that's the thing. And, everyone loves talking about the kids. I get it. We all do, right? And I've said that a few times, where it's like, I talk about my kid and it's like, oh yeah, it always sounds like, I'm one of those parents who's now saying like my kids are the best or whatever. And it's like, but no, like it's not necessarily that they're the best. It's just like, they did this really cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, but you also got to you have to remember that if your kid is slacking and lacking, failure, disappointment with the resiliency training coach, you know what? 100%, we got to have her on here one of these days. So I don't know if you can see that. So this is my Fitbit watch, right? And of course, Gage at supper time, he goes, "What kind of watch is that?" I'm like, "What does it matter? You're not getting one, but why?" He goes, "I go, it's Fitbit." He goes, "Ooh, I want one." I go, "To what?
Yeah.
Track your steps from your bed to the fridge?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. He goes, "You can just shake your arm and it'll count." I'm like, that's not why you have a Fitbit, ding dong. You do it so you can actually keep track of stuff. If you're active and you're like athletic, I'd say maybe, but no. Like,
yeah,
sorry.
No, exactly. But here's the thing with failure. Like, it is such a weird thing, and this is why I love kids getting into the gym, because like the gym is a fantastic place where you can go do these new exercises and realize that looking goofy doesn't matter, because let's get serious. All that stuff looks goofy, right? All those exercises look goofy, and you get over those fears quick. But more importantly, you learn failure, because if you ever want to get better at the gym, the only way to do it is by going to failure and beyond, right? So in reality, most people out there, they never, oh, you're frozen.
No, I'm not.
You're frozen there. Yeah. So, sorry.
No, I did. I heard what
I said. Okay. So, like, people give up too damn soon. People aren't getting to failure. They're just getting to giving up. They're getting to the point where they're like, it's too hard. I don't want to do it anymore. And you see it at the gym where, you get, the schmo there with 2-pound dumbbells.
I can do this
around. Yeah, puts it down after 15 reps and picks it up again and goes. It's like, hold on, you're really doing nothing, because you're not even going to anywhere close to what failure
right. And I think that when you talk about failure and kids tripping and falling, like, I want my kids to fail. I want them to succeed, but I want them to fail. They need to know that not everything is going to work out for them. So shift, like, switch it up, try another way at it. Thomas Edison invented a light bulb, right? But he also invented like 300 ways not to make a light bulb.
Yeah.
So I think that people have to realize that you're not awesome at everything, but you will figure something out.
So, like, I've had a lot of clients that I've talked to, and I've said, you need to go to the gym, right? You got to go to the gym. And they're just like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to hurt myself. And it's just like, don't worry, you will. Like, seriously, you're absolutely going to. Well, I don't want to. Well, you don't get
I'll tell you what, one of the funniest things, my mom, I love that my mom's in chat. This is the first time. Success is not easy. Sometimes you have to fail, try again, get it right. Yeah. Like, fall on your face and adapt, flex, and learn. Oh God, you said fail. My mom jumped in.
When you were teaching your kids to ride their bike.
Yeah.
Okay. And they fell off. What did you tell them to do?
Call a ambulance? No, get back up. Get back
on. Get back up. But then right now we get people who are like, oh, I couldn't do this. I failed at this thing I wanted to do. It's like, and you're just going to stop? Like, good God, would you let your kids stop? And they're like, well, of course not. Then why are you stopping?
They will do what you show them. Okay, if they think that you can do amazing things, they're going to do amazing things, because they want to be just like you. Like, you have a bunch of our kids Gage wants to come to the gym with me. I'm like, you can't because you're 11. But
they could.
They're too young to go to that gym. Why they could.
Okay.
But it's like the person that says, I don't want to. I joined a gym 4 months ago. Nothing's changed. I'm going down there tomorrow to see what's going on. What? Canadian Ape. He's on TikTok. You know what? You need to get back in there and just keep at it. Trust me, nothing happens quickly. It's like the person that says, and I'm going to pick on the ladies for a minute. I don't want to lift too much because I don't want to get big and bulky. I'm like, listen, if I can't get big and bulky on purpose, it's not going to happen to you by accident.
Exactly. I've been trying to get big and bulky for years.
You're not going to accidentally get big and bulky. Trust me. You
wake up one day, you're like, whoa, where did that come from?
All of a sudden. Right? I look like an upside down Christmas tree.
Why do I sound like no?
Right. I mean, you're not going to. Nothing happens by accident. Everything happens with purpose. Yeah. Our mistakes aren't accidents. I mean, you couldn't do it and just say, I can't do this. Okay, I'll do it another way. I'll figure another way out to do it.
the only way to get in shape and to get good at anything is through consistency. Just the same way as getting overweight, unhealthy, or not good at something. You have to either consistently do it or consistently not.
Nobody becomes an alcoholic overnight. You got to really work at that for a while.
Right? You got to work on it, right? It's just not that you wake up one day like, oh wow, where did that come from?
But seeing as that my mom is watching this live for the first time ever, something that my dad used to tell me, he says, with enough persistence, a man can piss a hole through a mountain. It is true. It's gonna take.
You got a
it'll take a while.
Holy,
but you can. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do.
Can you imagine leaving that legacy to your kids, son?
See that hole?
Your legacy. I didn't get through.
You got to keep going.
Don't let me down, boy.
Only 8 miles to go, and you'll get right through it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that when people want to argue, like, here's the thing: everybody's very much on side because we're all talking about something that we had a discussion that was both sides of the same topic. No one's mad. No one's mad.
Yeah.
Like how do we get mad when we're having an intelligent conversation?
You know what a friend of mine told me once? He goes to me like, you know what happens when you get offended? I was like, I don't know what. Nothing
happens when you're offended. Your feelings get hurt for a second, and great. Like, I'm sorry if there was a bruise that was left. Okay, but something that insults me, like I think we said this a long time ago. You could try to offend me, and you're not going to do it. You can insult me, but that's on purpose. Offensive. Offending somebody is different than insulting someone. If I insult you, it is direct and on purpose.
And I mean, realistically, an insult only works if there's a little bit of truth behind it too, right?
You're right. You only hit the nerve that exists.
Right? Like, that's unfortunately just the reality of the things. Like, I got in a scrap with this person on Threads, right? So they had all the victim tags in their social profile, right? So I was like, and I admit I had a beer or two, so I was like, okay, let's see the world burn a little bit, And to be fair, she was being a man hater.
Well, we are the problem.
Okay? Right. And so I called her on it, right? And she started trying to gaslight me to get me emotionally upset. And I'm like, I don't think you really don't know me well. You're not going to get me upset. Like, it's not going to happen, right? So she's going on. And finally, her thing was, oh, honey, you poor thing. Thank you for supporting my business. You just don't understand the algorithm. I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, oh, honey, you're so cute. You just don't get it. By you responding to all my posts, you're boosting my algorithm, so it's promoting my business.
Cool.
So that's when I turn into the jerk. Genuinely, I was a jerk, and I went mansplain mode on. Actually, by me commenting on your posts, it's only boosting the algorithm to more people like me.
Exactly. It knows what you're saying, not just that you're saying something.
It's not like, hey, I'm going to give it to all these innocent people that are just not. It's only going to send it to more assholes like me.
And here's the thing: when you talk about the victim tags, when you decide to expose that nerve for everybody to see, that's the nerve. Everybody knows what's going to trigger you. If I expose this nerve, there's your target. Okay.
Yeah.
What would be my target nerve?
I don't know. Probably not Ukrainian.
I mean, whatever. I'm Ukrainian, but it's not going to get me.
Right.
So that's the thing. If I expose a nerve, I'm inviting someone to hit on that nerve. So why don't we keep a little bit of ourselves to ourselves and not open ourselves up to attacks on something that you put it out there. Like, you put it out there. This is me.
Okay. I will say that your dad, probably the only thing that would really be an exposed nerve that everyone would know would be your family.
Right.
So that's usually the first thing people are going to take a shot at, right?
I've never had that happen. Please don't start. But that's never happened. But there you go. You can have people that are on, let's just say, social media, whatever it might be, that overshare, and then they wonder why they're getting targeted, and people are naming this and doing this and saying your kids are here. Like, be careful. Be careful. Like,
I made a video on YouTube. Must be like 2 years ago, and I got death threats on it, right? And I was like, seriously? And this one guy was like, I'm going to come over to your house I'm going to kill you and all
Wow.
of your family. Right? It was like, wow. So I clicked on his profile. And I was like, you're in like Puerto Rico or Dominican or something like that. It's like, oh yeah, sure, you're gonna come to Brandon, Manitoba and find me.
Come by in January, that'll slow
Like-
you down a bit.
But I mean, the first shot when they first see that, you're like, holy shit, this is getting really
Right.
real here.
And
you
I
know?
think that when someone's behind a keyboard, they can scare you, although they're half a world away. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Someone can be terrified. Now, if this dude was like 5 blocks away, like, oh shit, then
That's
he's
a little
called the police to have
different.
that dealt with. But
In this case, I just told him I'll meet you outside.
yeah, well, did you have
I'm
your
still
nunchucks out?
waiting.
That would have been awesome if you did.
Yeah.
But no, I think
so,
we have.
walking.
There are
across the
people that
ocean.
use the internet for good, bad, and I use mine for silliness. Really, like I use it for business,
Yeah.
but I use it for silliness more than anything else. And why are people like that? What triggers keyboard warriors?
being left alone
Yes.
and ignored.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you leave them alone, don't acknowledge what they're saying, that will.
Or you spell correct them.
Oh,
they
there.
hate that. They
And they
hate
can't spell
being
your
corrected.
properly.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it dopamine fix or adrenaline from aggression? I don't know. I would say the dopamine fix comes from consistently going on and doing it, because you're going to hit that dopamine high just by trolling people. The adrenaline from aggression, I would say, would come from getting someone to engage with you from the safety of your gaming
absolutely.
chair in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
So,
And like a lot of those people, it's just a thinly veiled attempt to take control of situations. Like, I'm the aggressor. I have
no, that's cool. I'm
control
not.
over it.
No. I think we're no. That's trying to ask your question. Hopefully, that came off as answering the question. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Of course, once in a while, like I said, sometimes you just have a beer and you're bored and you want to watch the world
do a
burn
little
a little
bit.
bit.
Like,
so
here's where it goes a little sideways when it comes to the internet and how people I hate to use the word weaponize, but it works for this. So where was it? Candace had some wild run-ins with keyboard warriors who took things way too far. There was a client who was this person was posting scathing Google reviews about a Toronto law firm, calling lawyers incompetent or highly negligent. The firm sued for defamation and received $20,000 in damages and $9,500 in legal costs. It could be something as simple as someone shit talking your business that it can turn into a lawsuit. And you did this to a law firm. Like, here's the thing: know your target. Are you? Why would you do that?
They're not gonna bill themselves. They're just gonna be like, we'll do this.
No, but this guy decides he's gonna shit talk at a law firm on Google and think that's not gonna come back to bite him in the ass. Like, lots of these people are not smart.
No.
Where was it? Oh, there was a Winnipeg one. This is really a hateful deal, but I don't want to get into that because there's a lot of language I don't want to use on here. But there are people. He called himself the Philosopher King. 23-year-old out of Winnipeg, made headlines for the wrong reasons. Use online platforms to spread hate-filled messages targeting minorities.
So did he get sued by the Philosopher Kings, the band?
Oh, that would have made sense. No, this guy was no. But thing is, people will do this, and you're not a threat. You're threatening, and there's no win. Like,
that's turning into hate speech or violent crimes and things. That's a whole different world.
I'm trying to figure out what exactly. Like, I think I understand what hate speech is. However, I don't believe that everything that someone disagrees with is hate speech. Okay.
Right. It's true. Not everything is hate speech. But you can kind of get a good grasp of what it is when you start throwing
the vibe is there. Your intent. I think it's your intent. Like,
it always is based on
right. You and I joke. I mean, we shoot daggers at each other all the time. This is not hate speech. This is us being dicks to each other.
Well, I mean, there's the thing is, like, for some reason people seem to have lost, they don't know where the playing field is anymore with that sort of thing.
Why is that? Did we suddenly become softer than baby shit?
I think a lot of it is the schoolyard violence ended. It used to be if somebody tossed a racial slur at someone, they probably had their ass handed to them.
Amen to that. And you can tell when someone's ever been punched in the face. They're a little too loosey-goosey with the lips because they've gotten away with it.
Oh, God. most people have not had a hit to the face.
I have, not because I asked for it.
It's
speech is hate. Hate is speech. Not to speech. Not to speak is not hate. No hate, no speech. I'm trying to figure that out. Speech is hate. Hate is speech. I don't think I'll politely disagree and say that anything you say is that anything a person says is hateful. I believe that things can be misconstrued as that.
well, silence is also equally dangerous. There were a lot of people who didn't speak up against various atrocities.
That is true. Oh, it wasn't supposed to make sense. Thank you. Okay, thanks. He was doing nonsense, but that's good.
Yeah, well, kind of makes
I
sense
remember
too,
when. Do you remember the last episode of Seinfeld?
That's why they went to
Why'd they
jail
go to
at
jail?
the end, right? Yeah. They went to court because everybody
Nope.
hated them, was it?
No, there
I
was a
don't
crime or
remember.
robbery or something that happened right in front of them that the four of them could have stepped in, could have helped. And there was a good Samaritan law in New York. If you can't help,
Right.
you're supposed to help.
Okay.
They just let it happen right there.
Oh, really? Well, that sounds like the four.
Right. So
that's 100% something they would do.
Right. So could you imagine if we had a good Samaritan law where if you can help, if you can say something, say something. If you can do something, like we should just be good Samaritans.
Yeah.
If you see something that's
In
hateful
general, yeah.
or whatever, do something about it. But we shut up and we look the other way and then we type about it later. Look what I saw. Or you videotape somebody getting assaulted. Are you kidding me? You're videotaping this thing. How about you just put your phone down for a hot second and do something?
Yeah.
Like yell stop, but you're trying to get a good clip.
That's people don't want to be involved.
Everybody in chat, whoever's out there, Jay included, how many times have you seen somebody videoing a crime or an assault or whatever, where the person holding that phone actually is telling the person to stop doing it? I've never seen that. What has happened to us? And then they'll upload it and let it go viral.
Look at this horrible
thing. It goes viral, but you did nothing. You didn't even say stop.
Yeah.
Like, never.
People don't want to get involved, right? People don't want to risk getting stabbed or whatever it is. And it's like, well, wait until somebody attacks
stop.
you.
You're at a safe distance. You're videoing this thing. You can't even say stop. Oh, get started. AC Mac. I wish I knew this person's name.
I don't know who it is either.
But you're right. I mean, people don't say it if there's something terrible happening, and then they act like a hero when they took a video of something bad happening. It's so backwards.
Yeah.
It's sickening.
But okay, so I get it. People think they're busy, right? Like this happened to me a few years ago. Okay. And I was in a real hurry to get something done because I had to get to work and I had to go do something in Shoppers Mall. So I'm busting my ass to get into the entrance. And all of a sudden, from like 20, 30 feet away, I hear a yelp, a slam, and a screaming pain, right? And I was like, what the heck is that? And just this little lady was going, no, help, help. And I was like, oh, God,
go
not right now. Like, so I was like, okay, let's go help her. I was like, okay, go over there. And the lady had slipped and fallen, I don't know if she broke her leg or whatever, but it was like, oh, okay, so call 911, call call them in and everything. There's another guy there. He saw the whole thing. She's breathing, she's conscious and everything. So we had 911 on the way. The guy was like, I saw the whole thing. I'll stay here and watch her. It's like, okay, perfect. But it was just like how for a lot of people would just walk because it's easier to walk.
What was your hurry?
away.
Did you have a bubble tea waiting for you or something?
Oh, I can't remember what it was. Must have been a bubble tea or something.
But help! I mean, it's not hard. And that moment would have been quick.
But it was just
shorter time than you thought.
But in all seriousness, it's like I can see why people would be like, nope, I'm just going to keep walking. I'm in a hurry in my own world, right? Because it's like, nope, my world is more important than whatever's happening over there.
Right, but you'll also see people, and they'll post things like, I saw a parent, roughing up their kid in the mall, like grabbed them by the arm and yanked them all this way. And instead of saying something, they type about it. Just say, hey, dude, I saw that. Like, let the kid go. Like, relax. It's
Yeah.
my kid. Yeah, I have kids too. And trust me, I wouldn't be ripping their arm like that. So settle down, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
we've turned into this whole, we'd rather talk about it later than do something about it now.
Yeah. Because it's more the moral high ground, right? Oh, I didn't get involved, but this wasn't appropriate. It's like that's not the moral high ground. That's the coward's route.
They're looking for likes on social media. Yeah, you're right. Joey, holy shit, Joey Brooks. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, and people are
He's
going,
social
look, I
apathy,
did the
right.
right thing. I posted it and let other people.
Yeah,
make
look
a
at me. I got it
decisions,
first.
You know,
You're not a journalist, pal. You happen to be in the right. Yeah, you were in the right place to help somebody. You didn't do it. Like they're looking for. I do stuff for likes on social media, but I do silly things on social media. If I saw some sort of atrocity, I'm not videoing this thing.
Yeah, well, it's like the people who go. Like we've talked about this multiple times. Who like make a big deal of I bought coffee for some homeless people and videotape it and everything. It's like, oh,
dude,
God.
if I'm buying Rick a burger, I'm just going to give him the burger. Okay, there was a guy.
Yes,
we saw it. We saw this asshole. I'm sorry. If you're using a homeless person as a prop, look at me. This is my friend. You know what? Bullshit, dude. What are you doing? Like you're using a human being as a prop to make you look like a good Samaritan. Like, no, buy the dude a burger and then say, hey man, I hope you have a better day, and then move on with your day.
So, okay. Yes, because I have done that before where I have, and I'm not saying this as a look at me thing, where I've bought, I bought him burger and fries and stuff like that. And it was like, it wasn't a big deal. It was like, just here you go, man, driving by, hold it out and everything. Right. And then I was reading this on a Reddit. Okay. Where they're talking about ungrateful homeless people not wanting their food and throwing it away. And this guy pipes up. He starts talking. This is from a guy who was homeless for a year. And he says, I've been on the street. I was homeless for a year. There's a reason we don't accept food. It's because people piss in the food. People put rat poison in the food. They put broken glass in the food. They contaminate the food. They do all of these things. So anybody who is homeless, this guy, the story says, where he was, they're very cautious about accepting food that could be tampered with.
Wow, I never even thought of that.
And I was like, I never,
not in a million years,
that would even be a concern. Right?
I never thought of that.
Is that a reality? I don't know.
Every story comes from a sliver of truth, right? Every rumor comes from something that was. So maybe the guy Canadian Tire was shocked that I helped him lift the box in his car. Yeah, help. You can help.
Yeah.
Like, Christ, it takes me an extra 5 seconds to help someone put something in their vehicle. Why wouldn't I do it? And I don't need to post about it. I don't need to post about it. Has technology created disengaged communities? 100%. You know why? And as a dad, there was a time when every person on your block knew who your kids were because they were all out in the better buy gift cards and give cash. Yeah. But everybody in the neighborhood would know your kids, know who the parents were, and everybody knew each other. I know like 3 of my neighbors, maybe 4.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason for that. And it's partly due to the concept of real estate becoming an investment property, because now people are moving continuously to get the growing gains on their investment, pulling it out on a cash-free basis so they can upgrade their homes. So it used to be that people would buy a home and stay in their neighborhood for decades.
So let's math this as a guy who does this for a living. So let's say you buy a $250,000 house. Okay, and for that $250,000 house, you put down what, 5%? Quick math, Jay. Do the math.
Well, hold on. We have to really take it back about 15, 20 years when it was still applicable to do a lot of the flipping, right? Because that's where the money was, right? The house flippers. Like, it's still there, but not like it was before, is what I'm saying, right? Would you agree with that or no? Oh, you're frozen again.
I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, you there? Okay. Because it used to be people would buy a house, live in it for a few years, then flip it, do some upgrades, flip it, move into a bigger one, and repeat.
Right. However,
so you never get to learn anybody in your neighborhood, because why would you if you're only there for a few years?
You're right, but if you look at the gains, I need to explain how the gains can work and cannot work. You bought your first house for $250,000. You lived there for 4 years, right? You put 5% down.
Yeah.
What's the math on that? Math.
of $250,000, just say $200,000, and you put $10,000 down.
$10,000 down on a $200,000 house. You live there for a few years, you get $250,000 for it. Okay, now you're moving into a $400,000 house.
Right.
So you're putting that $50,000 down on the next house. Okay.
Right.
You're in a bigger house, but are you ahead? Now you're $200,000 more in debt.
No. But they can afford the down payment on a bigger house. And that's the thing. So people are moving from neighborhoods that are, maybe they're not the desirable ones for them. I don't mean society as a whole. For them, moving to the neighborhoods they want in the bigger, newer, brighter, specialer house,
so
right? But
you're
you're
deeper
really
in debt.
Ahead.
And it's going to happen when you're in a nicer place, no doubt. But you're not financially ahead. So flipping only got you into a higher debt level.
Exactly. Into the neighborhood that you wanted, right? But it also really damaged, I feel, a lot of communities, because the more people you do that, you're not going to know your neighbors if they're gone in a few years. Anyways,
I like where I am because I have only seen 3 people move since I've been here. It's been good, but I live in a very quiet little street. And
so our old place was on 6th Street. I don't think you were never at my old place. I don't think. It was never. But one side we had a rental property. Okay. And never had good renters in that place, right? And then beside that was the owner of the rental, and they owned 4 houses on that street. Okay, so they owned the one, and their son lived in the other one, and then there was another one that they owned that they rented out. So they owned that whole half a block.
Right.
Okay. So then there was our place, and then beside it on the other side was a Manitoba housing. Okay, which was like never anybody living there. Never. We had people living there for a year, and then for like 4 years it was empty.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it's torn down now, actually.
Well, the thing is, you're gonna get
but there's no neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, the neighborhoods change, and sometimes they flip, sometimes they don't. But I mean, going back to to our arguing, or our keyboard warrior arguing online. You could say, hey, you should do this. And I could say, well, math says no.
Yeah.
Now, if someone could give me actual facts with their argument, I'll listen to them all day long. Yeah. Your opinion means nothing.
Totally.
Opinion is nothing.
Yeah.
And just because you have a strong opinion on something doesn't mean you're right.
No. But it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It's whoever's the loudest.
And that's the world we live in now. So people are loud. Yeah. People are they're going to shame you. They're going to say you're this, that, and everything else because you're right. I mean, no one likes to be proved wrong, especially if they have a hill they want to die on, which is not accurate. And they're going to say, nope, the sky is purple. No, it's not. Well, I believe it is. I'm like, well, it's been purple.
Who is the loudest voice in the world right now?
Right now?
Yeah. Trump.
Okay, yeah, he's pretty loud. Yeah.
Because he's everywhere. He's omnipresent, which means it's everywhere, right? In every platform, because he has this unique ability to say things that are either relevant, irrelevant, or ridiculous, and capture every headline.
And he'll get an audience no matter what. And there are a lot of people that can gain an audience by just walking in the room. Yes. I would say Jordan Peterson, instant audience if he walks in the room.
Yes.
Elon Musk, instant audience as soon as he walks in the room. However, highly intelligent individuals that could have a long conversation about many different topics and have something that's fruitful to say to you, right? You look at somebody who has very little to say, but they're loud. I get it. They'll beat their chest like crazy and say that I'm this and I'm that, but you're not. You're not. And you're pretending to be something that you're not. And they'll try to get under your skin. Like, I don't know what it would take to get under my skin. I'm sure it'll happen one day, but not today. And tomorrow's not looking good either. But when you look at the way people use this, where the heck was it? Oh, here's Rook versus Hallcrow in BC. This case involved a prolonged
Okay.
online smear campaign where a woman posted malicious content about her ex-partner across multiple platforms. The BC Supreme
Okay.
Court awarded $230,000 in damages, citing the defendant's malicious intent on the serious harm caused by the plaintiff's reputation. Now, here's the funny thing: 2019 wasn't that long ago. It was 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
So
it's not
6
bad.
years
Yeah.
ago, you could probably get away with throwing some stuff online and not having it traced back to you.
Yeah, that'd
Now,
be fair. Yeah,
instantly they know exactly where it came from, and
yeah, they can track
real
you down
fast.
pretty quick.
And unless you're dumb enough,
And these guys aren't Jason Bourne
No.
here. You know, they're gonna put their Safari or Chrome on anonymous
that helps.
mode or whatever. Yeah, they're gonna think that's
I
exactly.
think it's hilarious that people don't know things and they act like they know things. Computers are one of them, like the online world.
Yeah.
And I only say that because I'm pretty active in it. When I hear someone saying, "Oh yeah, you can do
Yeah.
this," I'm like, "No, you
Yeah.
can't."
Yeah, exactly. It's like you use ChatGPT or AI and like Grok. Do you
I haven't
use?
tried Grok yet. I need to.
Like I use ChatGPT quite a bit, and I'm actually really shocked of how many people think like it is just. I don't know what people think.
Okay,
that
people
it
don't
is.
trust AI, right?
It's like Google on steroids. Is what
Let's
it
have an
is.
argument. Chat and Jay. AI is evil and we shouldn't trust it. I'll take that side.
Oh, we shouldn't trust it. We absolutely shouldn't.
No. You
at
argue
all.
the other side.
And I'm supposed to say it's benevolent.
Is fine.
Okay, because it's not aware
Yet. What happens when it becomes aware?
yet. Well, that's the thing. And there is an author, Isaac Asimov, who wrote the rules of the
Right.
robots, right? I don't know if you ever read any of his
I did.
old science fiction stuff, right? So it's like robot cannot harm a person, cannot allow a person to fall into harm, and may, as long as cannot harm a human, must act in self-preservation as long as it does not harm a human, and must always act to save a human as long as it doesn't violate the first two
Right.
laws.
So that's provided that whoever builds the robot is using Isaac Asimov's rules.
That's the problem. So it can be like
Robot
like
laws.
ChatGPT and AI is wonderful.
Okay.
Yes, the robot laws. So it's if those frameworks are put into place and there are ethical developments like you get with Data from Star Trek,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
You know Data
Yes.
from Star Trek. Okay, just
Yeah,
checking.
I'm a nerd.
Just checking. As long as those ethical subroutines and things are implemented, then you could do a lot of good. with these things.
However,
but we have the dark web, and we are people.
No, it doesn't have to be dark web. Let's just say I'm the guy that built the robot that I want to take over everything.
Yeah.
How are you going to stop that?
Yeah.
Right.
You can't. Somebody's got to build a bigger robot.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that if AI is, I have trouble going against AI because I like AI and I get it. Google's AI. But
Yeah.
if you're saying that it's fine and I'm saying it's evil, because lots of people do not trust it. There you go. AC Mac. I really not. I need to call you something. I'll just call you AC. Like I'm thinking AC. I'm thinking AC Slater from Saved by the Bell. Here's the thing: if you decide that you lack moral values, and you're going to build a killing machine, which they could, it's done.
Yep.
And that thing will know how to take out the AI that you love and trust so much.
That's the thing. We're talking Avengers 2.
Yep.
Age of Ultron, right? And like that is very much the issue of trying to ensure that there is some benevolent entity overseeing everything. And then again, who defines what benevolence is?
This is where humans, I believe, are superior because we have a moral compass.
Yes.
So we have a moral compass. We are we know right from wrong. We know consequences for actions.
Yes.
We know what harm can come to us if ever it leaked out that we created something. A robot doesn't care. An AI doesn't care.
No.
It can escape. It could be gone. So yeah, to argue your point of AI being fantastic and safe, it has its.
I mean, to be fair, I would say it is fantastically safe right
It only
now,
has
right?
one more flaw than humans, and that
Yes.
is that it lacks a moral compass.
Okay. Right. But how do you develop a moral
Through
compass?
social experiences, and a robot's not going to get that.
Yeah, upbringing and such, right? Like I've said before, like every day I go out and I murder all the people that I want, which is zero.
Very
because
good.
I don't want to, right? So the question that I had with the client was, if it was a lawless society and you could do whatever you want, would you do it? Would you not do things because it was morally wrong in your mind, or because it was illegal? And which one
It'd be
is
interesting,
better?
like The Purge, where all crime is legal.
Yeah.
Like if you weren't like, it
Yeah.
shows that everybody was violent, ultra violent, right?
Yeah.
What if your purge was like, I'm going to go and like steal a really cool car and rip around in that for 24 hours? That would be your purge. Like, hey, no,
Yeah.
that's all I want to do. I don't need to murder people. Wolves and
Okay, so it's like a meme that I saw that said, you are a master criminal or master thief. You can break into anyone's house, but you only do non-violent, non-illegal crimes. It's take things that only cause inconveniences.
I'd take the plate out of the microwave.
Yeah, plate out of the microwave or the
crumb
seat or
the crumb tray out of the toaster. Just enough to piss someone off.
Yeah.
Wolves and crows are more morally superior than humans. Well, yes. And
didn't we determine that crows actually carry a grudge too and remember?
They will. A crow will carry a grudge. They'll get you. We're robots. Our life routine is around the clock every day at certain times. Well, we have to work, but I mean, you're not wrong. We became this.
Yeah.
But wolves and crows, going back to that, like humans are the only species that kill for pleasure of their own.
No dolphins.
For pleasure or for survival.
The dolphins kill, or no, it was killer whales. They'll kill dolphins just because.
Yeah, but they're not the same species.
But they like doing it.
Sure. Okay. But they're killing. Okay, never mind. They're killing something that looks different than them. Oh my God.
They're both crustaceans, right? So
are whales?
Oh, you're so racist here
against dolphins. Did we just determine that whales are slightly racist?
Ask ChatGPT. Are there any animals that are
it's not
racist?
I don't think animals are of different races. They're different species. Oh my God!
Are there any animals that
prejudice
are racist?
would be the word I'd use. Like they kill things just to do it.
Okay, so it says not the way humans are, because racism is a social construct, right? Okay, birds and fish, they prefer individuals that look similar, which is genetics and survival. Primates favor members of their own troop or family. Okay, and dogs and cats are wary about people who look and smell unfamiliar.
So animals aren't that. The movie I, Robot was really good. Hey, no, but I think when you look at humans versus animals, you're right. Humans are spiteful and humans are petty. That's the word. We are petty creatures. And we will go to the ends of the earth to.
Well, it's because we're tribalistic too.
We are tribal.
Really, when it comes down to it. Like I've talked to lots of teachers who've said, if different ethnic groups, they self-segregate.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, because if I run into a room and there's you there and everyone else is of a different language or background or something, I'm probably going to come talk to you.
You know what's funny? When I had an argument with somebody, it was a disagreement where the guy got actually into a world of shit on set at a movie because he accused me of being naturally racist because I was white. And it didn't come out because I was actually pretty tan then, so I didn't quite look as blank as I do now.
Right.
But everybody's talking about their background. This guy was this, this guy was this. And I'm like, I'm 100% Ukrainian. That's it. And suddenly he flips it. And now I'm the worst person at the table. I'm like, what? He goes, well, clearly you grew up in a home of this and that. I'm like, listen, I didn't even know that was a thing until I moved to Brandon. I didn't realize that was a thing until I moved to Brandon.
I said I was Ukrainian.
But I said, when I grew up, where I grew up, you're either white or you're First Nation. And we didn't care. We didn't know. Like my buddy George.
Yeah.
Best friends. I had no idea what his background was.
Yeah.
That was his background. We didn't care because we didn't talk about it. It didn't matter. And if
Right.
you define yourself by your heritage, like if I said, hey, I'm Ukrainian, so this, no, I'm Quentin. Like, who cares what my background is? It makes no difference as to who I am. And we didn't care as kids. Our kids go to a school where I'd be willing to bet that our kids, it's a very small population that's Caucasian. And our kids don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. You know, they don't care. Like, why is it that we end up, that becomes a thing as you get older? Like, it's taught. And to me, racism is chosen ignorance.
So here's a fun thing. So my youngest, you know, like you see, my youngest is blonde hair.
Sure,
but she's
is.
Chinese, right? So she was at her best friend's birthday party, and all the other kids were Asian. The parents were Asian. She was Asian. So I go in there, and it's like they're all Asian technically. I was like, this is kind of funny actually. She's the blondest kid in the room, the only blonde kid, right? And the little girl, like her best friend's little girl, comes up to me. Big smile on her face. And she goes, we're all Chinese here.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right. And she just thought it was the craziest funny thing ever because it was a little blonde.
I think it's crazy because your kids are blonde and redhead, right? And don't look.
Exactly. It's bizarre, right?
Bizarre, but that's the genetics, right? Like I know that our kids, Gage is going to look like this. Very much.
Yeah. So Morgan Freeman. If you want to stop racism, stop talking about it.
Yeah, like I don't need to define myself by whatever boat my ancestors came off of. It doesn't matter. They came here. They were put in concentration camps. That was a thing, and everybody forgets about that. But I mean, that's not me. That's not me.
Yeah.
Position.
My relatives literally worked on the railroad.
You're right.
You know, like
it's what you did. And it was, again, that doesn't define you today. No.
And to be really honest, it never really clued in until I was an adult. And when we started talking about it, it was like, oh, yeah, I guess that's how we would have gotten here, you know, because it was, you know, it's history, but it was just like,
and again, people could argue and say, well, your grandparents were on the railroad or your great grandparents were on the railroad. I mean, you should be pissed off about that. Like, but my parents weren't. I wasn't. I don't.
Right. So, like, my grandma actually, she was one of two people in Westman who got the head tax back.
Really?
Yeah, it was a $10,000 check from the government.
Did you know
what it was? And it was because it was that was what they paid to.
Did you know what one of the where the concentration camp was for Eastern Europeans, Ukrainians, Russians, Germans? The dome building at the Keystone Center. Now it's a wedding venue.
Really?
And
okay.
You know why all the Ukrainian churches are over on the other side of the bridge?
They probably weren't allowed on this side.
You can be here. You can live over there. And that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
And it was a great community over there, and they had.
I'm sure they were kind of happy to be left alone too.
I mean,
you know, I think it's racism, but it's also like stay.
Yeah, I mean, it was part of our history, and I understand it. You know, it sucks. Yeah. Like they said that's why they all went north. They ended up in Minnesota, Dauphin. They just got the hell out of here when the war was over. They just ran and they got out. They couldn't go south because of the States. So they all ended up north, and it was just it's an interesting part of our history, but lived off the land and they did what they did to survive. But again,
So why is it called Dauphin?
Doesn't make any sense. It's
because that's
a
like
French.
Prince
It's a French word
title,
for prince. Right? No idea. They probably went there and it was named that before they got there. Who knows? Like we're Ukrainian. Like
well, it is pretty French.
Well, you got Saint Rouge du Lac. You got a lot of French up there, and you look at like Polonia. That's pretty Ukrainian. But no, I think again we can argue all day long about you know who was wrong more and who was not, and how we should be.
Well, here's the thing: have you been to the cemetery?
Which one?
In Brandon. So have you seen the monument there, the Chinese monument? No? Okay, so if you go to the back, there's actually a Chinese monument there. It's in the shape of a Chinese coin. And on it, it's got engravings of Chinese history in the Westman region because It was when the head tax money came out, the like the Chinese Association did fundraising to create a monument about the whole head tax and the racism and everything that transpired. So the city donated the land for this monument to be put in place. It's on a big slab of marble and a giant, I can't remember what metal it is. Bronze
would make
coin.
sense.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We go to it every year and take a look at it and get pictures and let the girls see it and kind of.
Well, I think the people need to remember where they came from. They need to remember that. And AC says positionality determines the lens of which the world is interpreted. You are correct on that one too. Like the reality is where you see the world from is how you're going to view the world. Right. So if you come from a place of excess, you'll never understand what it's like to be broke. Right.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that there are people that'll say, well, just work harder. Okay. Yeah, you can work harder. However, there are reasons that that's not working for you as well.
There's a whole lot of, especially when it comes to finances, there's a whole lot of upbringing or education that isn't just book smart. Okay. So like time after time, you can see people who are elevated to certain statuses and they, as quick as they can, go back to their perceived norm. So if they're in extreme poverty and they win $1 million, they do everything they can to restore themselves to that normal, safe place, right? Yes, it's like that movie Brewster's Millions.
There's also someone who could win $1 million, have nothing, and then in 3 years have nothing again.
Exactly.
So financial literacy is very important because you don't understand the value of what you've been given at that point. Like you have $1 million right now. You had negative $50,000. Now you have this. Get yourself out and treat this as your chance and use it as. And I believe anybody that has an opportunity that comes up, no matter what it looks like, if you see it as an absolute opportunity, it's going to be hard. But man alive, if you pull this off, you're going to be laughing.
Yep. Life is going to be better. Like, so this is what I hear from a lot of people. No, it's not. I'm not ready. And I need to do this. I need to do that. I've got to prepare more. It's not time. I'm too busy. I'm too stressed. It's like, guess what? It's not going to get any better.
And you can say,
like, it doesn't get easier.
Like, you can say tomorrow, and you're going to say tomorrow again. Yeah. Like, yes, now.
Tomorrow is always a good day to start.
If you can do it right now, do it. And again, I've repeated this quote, and I love it. It was from Richard Branson. He said, if somebody offers you an opportunity and you don't know how to do it, just say yes. Yeah. Say yes. If it's a better spot, it doesn't even have to be financially better. Like, let's just say you found a job comes up and you're offered the position and you're going to make less money than you did before. Okay. But man, you want to do that so bad. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
I think we talked about this before.
Why the hell wouldn't you? We talked about this before because I said one of his other quotes I liked was "Screw it, let's do it." Right. And but it really comes down to like a lot of people that I talk to, for example, they don't want to do things because they're afraid of failure or whatever. Afraid of what other people would think. All of these crazy things that keep coming up into their minds. It's like, why don't you just do it and go with it and learn with it, right? But it's easier to not even try because they don't even know what failure is. They just know what giving up
is. Money is just tokens used to liberate itself from oppression. You kind of need it. That's the thing.
Let's look at it this way. We have a health crisis in the world. What's the number one way to help people improve their health? Money. Yeah. Wealth is the biggest determining factor for society's health. You want people to get healthier, you start providing more wealth, which is the whole argument for the whole universal basic income, whether you agree with it or not, right?
Well, and I think that we are fortunate here because we can break a leg and not go broke because of it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Jiri, do you know Jiri on TikTok? Mr. Hillman, give me a massage. I'm getting the TikTok feed on a separate feed. But yeah, I'm sorry, you need money to do a lot of things. How much do you need?
Yep.
If you're not wasteful, like I said, if you're eating takeout all the time, education as well. Education is necessary. You need to learn things for sure. Learn how to do things, whether it's through a person who's a mentor or books. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to learn how to do things, but you have to do something with that education. Like when I see someone who's a professional student for 14 years and still hasn't finished a degree, what are you doing?
And I mean, okay, so that's going to come back way back to when we were talking about education, because a ton of people continuously take more courses, more courses. I'm not ready. I've got to take more courses, more courses. It's like, holy shit, people. No, this is where academia fails, because people also forget that academia is also a business and they need to make money. So they're going to take your money if you want to give it to them, but is it necessary?
But you also
for
got
you
to remember
move
this:
on?
you don't start paying your student loans back until you're done being a student.
Right.
So you can kick
Exactly.
that can down the road forever and never actually finish.
Well, welcome to just delaying your life for the rest of
And
your
now
life.
you got $250,000 worth of debt from school that maybe you're unemployable. Maybe you took a philosophy degree. Okay.
I mean, there's a reason why they don't let you default on student loans.
Because you can do that. You can get into serious debt. The university still has to get paid.
Yeah.
And you can keep on going. Like I remember there was a dude in town, man, forever he was a student. And I don't know if he ever graduated or what, but I mean, it's got to be at least 10, 15 years. I remember seeing that dude at BU. Always there. It's taking something. But you get down that rabbit hole and you're stuck in there. Value time.
And sometimes you get overeducated.
You
can't get a job.
You're overqualified all of a sudden. And again, people can argue till they're blue in the face, but I mean, learn how to do something, then go do it.
Yeah. The whole thing is make yourself useful. You know, like, do you ever listen to Professor Galloway?
Well, you've talked about him, but I haven't had a chance to listen to him.
Yeah, Prof G. You know, like, I liked one thing he said there. He was like, you know, his definition of manhood is being able to contribute back, right? So, you know, and up to a certain point, everyone, society and your parents, everyone's pouring money and resources into you, you know, so you're net negative. When you finally are net positive, recontributing back to society, that's when you start becoming a man. And it's like, it's
fair. And I believe that everybody has a moral obligation to contribute back to society, contribute to it. Like, if you're taking and you're not giving, you're not helping.
Right. So like I said something really unpopular at one point in time, because I was like, okay, you have people that are not working, but there are things that can be done. You know, you can have people working for money or for food or whatever. There are all these different options. And I was told very specifically, no, you can't force people to have to work for a living. I was like, but I have to work for a living.
You're right.
So what's the problem here?
I think it went too far one way. There was an interesting experiment they did, and I'll talk about this because they talked about it on Joe Rogan, and the gentleman that he had on was from the UK, and there was a social experiment they did in Canada where they had a guaranteed wage. What was the term you used?
Yeah.
Universal basic. They tried this.
Income.
Universal basic income.
Yeah.
And
that was Dauphin, right?
My dad was on council back in the day. Like he knows about this. He knew about this. So what they did was, no matter, you had to work, you had to get a job. Okay. But let's just say cost of living was back in the 70s, $1,000 a month. And your job was going to bring in $650 a month. Well, it got topped up to $1,000 a month. You had to work. Okay. You had to work. Guess what happened to the unemployment rate in Dauphin, Manitoba?
Oh, I would imagine it went down.
And then eventually that program ended. Okay. But the people kept working because you were there long enough to work your way up in whatever you're working at. And you had that start. So no matter what, you could pay your bills, you could have your life, but you had to work. And because you started working, you kept working.
See, that's different from what a lot of people talk about, because, you know, people talk a little bit about, you know, like how that income worked during COVID because people got that $2,000 if they needed it, right? It's like, hold on, but you incentivize people to not work.
Yeah,
too.
and you even got that $2,000 check if you didn't want it, and then you had to pay it back.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly, and so that was the trap. My wife had to pay it back.
I had EI for the first time, I believe, since I went to school, and
Yeah.
I applied for my EI benefits, and this $2,000 check came in. I'm like, oh, thank God. And
Yeah.
they didn't take it off your EI benefits later. You just had to pay it back later. I'm like, what? So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
thanks. I
Thanks.
didn't want it, didn't need it, but I had it and I used it when I got it. But I think that when if you let people if you give them the opportunity just to be given a loaf of bread, they're never going to learn how to make bread. So
Right.
I think that the way they did it in Dauphin worked. That would work. Universal basic income
Yeah.
doesn't mean you sit on your ass and just get it. You have to work.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, and that's the argument, because people are like, well, everyone should get this much money. It's like, but they should still have to contribute to earn some sort of
Okay, let's
variable top,
do
right?
one last argument then. You want to argue for or
Okay.
against universal basic income?
Well, you know more about it so I'll vote against.
Universal basic income. Let's just say, I'm going to say that if the average entry level job is not going to pay enough unskilled labor, pay enough for you to live in a modest lifestyle, then the idea of it getting topped up to just the level where you can afford your life, a living wage. But I'm not saying enough that, like, here's the thing. If you're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, that doesn't count. It's not covering that.
Yeah.
But if you're living, you have enough to live, not fancy, but you can exist, you can drive your car, you can do these things. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that as long as you're working part-time or full-time, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
But you have to do something.
You have to contribute. So, I mean, the arguments you have is why it wouldn't work. Right? That's what I have to just.
Tell me why it's a bad idea. And now, as a business owner,
because why would you not increase minimum wage?
As a business owner, how much more can you pay your staff before you're broke?
Oh, it's this. We really are very happy with the fact that we pay our staff pretty decent, right? So we pay, like, even our reception, we pay quite above.
But if you had to pay them everybody 30% more tomorrow.
Oh,
well, that's the point we have to look at too.
I'd be done. I mean, that's the thing. So the big argument, I guess you could say, is where is the money going to come from? And if it's going to come from the amalgamation of various social services, what are you going to do with the potential job losses that do arise from those careers coming to an end?
Well, I think that some of your social services would have less pressure on them because these people would be working and earning a living. So that would take
but you would have to. But the only way to make it affordable for the budget would be to remove things like EI, employment, disability insurance, those sort of things, or other subsidies that are in place, and allow people to elevate themselves through.
I would argue that if you had universal basic income and the people were working, they would still have to contribute to EI and all these things, just like normal deductions. So that
I mean, for the claiming of those
should be less. It should be less claims,
right? In theory. So then those jobs, the people who are working with social services, those departments, those agencies will not have the same need for people working. So you will have an inherent job loss.
People working in social services?
Correct.
I don't think it's going to be down to zero. They'll still be working.
Right. But even if you were to cut 50% of, say, various government services, right, that's going to cause an increase in employment.
And I would argue that there are probably some positions that exist that don't need to exist.
That is fair.
So if you have 7 people doing the work of 3, why are 7 people doing that job?
Right. And now you try to explain that to a union, which is contractually obligated to protect its members and have a legal responsibility to do so, and could take things to the Supreme Court.
But if logically it makes absolutely no sense for 7 people to do a job of 3, how can they fight that?
Oh, we see that in the government all the time. Have you seen the employments that's been going on with that sort of thing, right?
I love having debates. This is fun. And trust me, anybody who wants to get on and do this, we're not good at it. We're just spitballing this today.
we're not like Charlie Kirk's here or something,
Increased occupational safety nurses to improve the health of workers. So there we go. You would have more nurses because you'd have more workers. Thank you, AC.
Sure. Potentially, but that's only one aspect, because that'd be only nurses. Because now you're going to have social workers, you're going to have psychiatric nurses, you're going to have unions potentially. as
So
well.
we're creating more jobs.
Or less.
Well,
of
you'd
them,
have
right?
more people
we're-
working, the more mental health issues are going to be there too, because they're going to have stress from work instead of stress from not
You would-
working. So that won't change.
Right. But now you're also going to have a downside of having to pay for those support services in addition, right? So
It's a balancing act.
isn't
I
it,
think
eh?
that we can find we can nip at each other throughout this whole thing, but again, we can have a debate and we can have completely opposing sides and try to come up with every reason we can for whatever argument is and still get along. Like
Right.
I don't think anybody learned anything from this nonsense that we just spit out, but I think there was something there. There was some bones to it.
Well, okay, so I think there actually is something to listen to, even like when it comes to arguments and debates, because I think it's a valuable thing to have to debate two sides, whether you agree with them or not. Like I remember, even when I was in school, I had to do some debating on various topics on physiological considerations, and I had to debate things I flat out didn't agree with.
Of course you do. Like,
right? And it was like, and the bad thing was I won one of them. And I was like, I shouldn't have won this one. I didn't actually believe in it. But the other guy was like, I can't.
That's because the other person wasn't.
Like,
the other person wasn't prepared for an argument.
They were not
So,
prepared.
like,
right?
well, AC says problem is government funded is taxpayer funded.
Yes, and government funded, when it comes down to it, still comes down to budgetary considerations and taxation. And as we know, as Canadians, our government system is severely taxed financially. You know, there's a reason why we pay high tax. You know, and I know people are going to say, well, Sweden and Norway or those countries pay much higher taxes. It's like, yes, they get a lot more services. They have a smaller land mass. They have a different population base. They have a lot of different social constructs.
Oh, Manitoba is also an anomaly. Manitoba is a have-not province. We both know that.
It is terrible. Like okay, so here's an argument I got on with somebody on
You are
Threads,
correct, AC.
because they were talking about separation.
Alberta?
Okay. Alberta, and this because they had a picture of the transfer payments, okay, how much Alberta pays and who the major recipients of the transfer payments were. And this person goes, you know, screw you, Eastern Canada, Ontario, screw you, Carney, all these sort of things, right? He goes, you know, we're leaving Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta. We're separating. We're going to leave, and we're going to be so much better off without your drain. And so I commented, I was like, you're an idiot. You don't even see who one of the biggest offenders for receiving transfer payments is. It's Manitoba.
I do read chat. Yes, I read the
Why
chat.
would you want us?
It just asks for read. Yeah, I read the chat. Am I missing something here?
That's on YouTube.
Yeah, he just said it. That's the first thing I've seen.
So I haven't been seeing anything popping up on chat.
You're not seeing the chat?
Let's see. Not on
That's
YouTube.
That's the first
anyways,
YouTube chat that I've
anyways.
seen. So, AC,
Yeah.
would you say you can't grow and collaborate without considering another person's perspective and considering the possibility of another possible reality? You know what I love seeing? When competitors in business join. Like, you'll see two competitors that become one company who would have been shit talking people forever, and suddenly they're in together. They're at the same table. That can happen in business. Why can't it happen in society?
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Yeah,
right?
Like we have the ability to be flexible. We're malleable. We're human. And if you dig your heels in so hard that you're going to die on the hill that you're spewing out without any real advantage to that, all the best to you.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's even look at politically, right? So politically, we think that our MLAs or MPs, they don't like each other or anything. But I've seen some like behind the scenes pictures of, you know, mortal enemies, you know, like taking shots at each other. And then on the other hand, they're just getting along and they're laughing all the time, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to put on a show like wrestlers.
Yes. It's all just theater.
Absolutely. Because they have to put on, no matter what one says, the other one has to be the opposite. Like, I'm sure all the parties have good ideas and someone's got to be picking from those. But they'll never admit it, not on camera.
Well, exactly, right? But it's so okay. That was the argument I had about Justin Trudeau. Okay, and it was in jest.
Dogman's your jam? No.
Right? Dogman's my jam.
He's
My
a health
kids
guy.
love Dogman, I'll say that, right? I'm a health guy, not Dogman. My girls love Dogman, I'll say that. But because people were saying, you know, like Justin Trudeau is a terrible prime minister and everything like that, right? And my argument was like, I don't know, I thought he was uniquely well designed for it. And they're like, well, why would you even say that? I said, well, I thought he's called him a drama teacher. You know, isn't he perfect then because he's acting the gig? Right?
Here's the thing: when we all have our professional voice and we have our laid back voice. And I've had clients sitting in my chair where I picked up my phone and answered in my because my business, and I'll turn back and like, you sound like a completely different human being when you answer the phone for business. I'm like, yeah, because I'm pretty loosey goosey here, but when it comes to like my glasses, his glasses,
not mine, or maybe it's these glasses, Star Wars.
Hey Jay, you're smarter than me just because you're Chinese. What's polymedical theatrics?
Theatrics. I think she means political.
Oh, that makes more sense. But no, there's theatrics. It has to be. They all work together. They're all getting paid by the same people. They're on the same payroll.
Exactly. How much can you bench? Now, there's a question that the guys.
You know what? We had it. I talked about that about an hour ago with the guy, and because I work out quite a bit, and whether it's weightlifting, strongman, whatever it's, and I said of all the exercises when people ask the dumbest question, I'm like, my chest press, I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't care because it's such a useless one to gauge by. My squat. It's like my press, my leg press is just over 1,000 pounds.
I mean, you might as well just say like, how many phone books can you rip in half? Right?
If I were to say what's the best strength is, I would say a clean squat is the best for strength, and for fitness, it's the wide grip pull up.
That's fair. Or, you know, have you like some of the CrossFit ones are pretty good. Like, was it Fran? Fran's quite the CrossFit experience.
Well, we'll talk about CrossFit next week with our guy. No different than Keyboard Warriors, just how people create contrasts and it's feeding society. Why is it that we desire division?
Division. Well,
why?
I guess because we like to have tribes. You know, we like to have some sort of power specifically about it. So, you guys really like Dogman, eh?
Yeah. How many phone books? How many phone books can I rip in half? These days, have you seen a phone book? It's pretty thin.
Yeah, you could probably do a dozen easy.
I could probably rip a phone book in half.
You know, I remember last time I got the last phone book I got before
it's like a flyer.
Continued. It was like, what's going on here? This
my day timer was thicker than my phone book.
Exactly. It's like, this is pathetic.
Oh, last guy said he could bench 1,000 pounds. I highly disagree with that.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
You ever seen a pec rip? It's pretty ugly. I've seen a pec tear off, and it's not nice. Dude.
It ain't pretty. You know, I remember at one point in time, I was trying to bench press like this. So it's not a lot of weight. I was like, it's sad how much I bench press. I was doing 255.
It's a respectable weight.
Okay.
And less than like 5% of the population can do that. Yeah.
Well, exactly. So got the weight up. Slowly lowered it down as normal, right? Got to the bottom, got pushed up halfway, shoulder dislocated on me. That was fun.
The worst thing that I did was I was squatting. I forget how much weight I had on this sucker, but I was squatting and I didn't put the guards up for the bar. And I went forward. So it looked like I was doing a good morning with a full rack on me. And I couldn't straighten back up. All I could do is put my head down and push that thing off of me. I held it for a while, but I'm surprised I didn't hurt myself. Like, I should have hurt myself, but I didn't.
Oof.
But no,
well, I'm not surprised you didn't hurt yourself, honestly. Okay, because let's get serious. Like, so I've got shoulder problems.
Sure.
My shoulder's been unstable for years since I was a kid, right? So that's not a surprise that it popped out. Okay, so I still have a very strong belief the majority of people have of their injuries are never hold my beer injuries.
No.
Okay. It's always pencil. I've got to pick that up. I pulled my back, right? It's never doing something. Watch this. This is good.
I'm the last
terrible.
guy that'll say, watch
it's never
this.
like that.
What are we talking
Right.
about tonight? Oh, sorry. We were talking about keyboard warriors and how this is on the TikTok feed. We're talking about keyboard warriors and how people just start shit without being able to back shit. And how somehow we are comfortable with talking shit, trolling people without the repercussions. There was a time when someone knew that it was you saying it. You didn't have the animosity, the anonymity that we have now. And anonymity can cause a lot of problems because you can just sit there and pick at people and, again, kick back in your parents' basement and have no cares in the world.
Right.
Dogman bald. They do.
Like Dogman.
No, I think that online people are shit stirrers, but not. They'll mess with your head more than they're going to mess with you.
Wow.
Which one of you? Why? Who
There's
is
the
this
thing.
dude? Lawman 101. Do you know this guy? Which of you would win a fight?
What?
Jay
No.
on. Obviously. I don't know karate.
Obviously. And why is your society completely gutless? Because we apologize for everything. We're sorry we're gutless. I think
that we're if I had to describe Canadians for the most part, I mean, you're looking at a minority of people that are useless, but we're polite, but we're tough. There's that part. Don't judge us by what you're seeing in the news.
Dude, have you seen that video of that guy who was riding a moose across
it's typical. You haven't ridden a moose?
It was like, yep, that's pretty cool. That's about the most Canadian thing I've seen.
A moose is a heavy ass animal, man.
Yeah,
it's because I'm not French. French.
No, I'm offended. I'm not. And I'm offended here.
I am not French, man. Northern USA.
Now I'm offended.
I'm not French.
Good God.
Northern French. USA, where are you from? Are you like in North Dakota, USA, or like I go down there quite a bit? Detroit? How many northern states are there? 7?
Well, Michigan's a state. Detroit is not.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm picking a city. I'm Canadian. I don't even know all of our capitals. But no, we're not. Sorry, we are gutless.
So here's a quote that I liked. There was courage doesn't show up in comment sections. It shows up when the mic is hot and the face is visible.
Yeah, if you want to say it to my face, please. Let's do that. No, Canada is Northern USA.
You don't.
We could argue that one.
We can
get into that debate.
I mean, that's but you don't want Canada. You know why? Because it's cold up here.
Yeah, you got a lot of space you're not going to live in.
I'm sorry, the amount of poutine we eat up here would wipe out like a third of your population for heart considerations alone.
Well, they've obviously never walked through a poutine farm,
right?
You actually have to ride a moose.
The wild poutines.
Have you
growing there?
Wild poutine? It's harvest season for poutine up here.
No, it isn't. It's raining out. It's way too cold, and we've got to wait for this to break.
It'll break.
They have to ripen up with this cold.
So we get our poutine baskets, and we go and pick poutine on usually October after a frost.
Where is my little basket for poutine here? God, my kids must have taken it or something. So,
how many times have we were? Here's a story. Here's the AC. I like this person.
Yeah.
So not only did they burn the White House down, there was a state dinner happening that night. And the Canadian soldiers sat down, ate it, and then burnt the White House down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know you guys are talking about Dogman a lot. So you got to be about 15. I'm going to guess.
We don't know what's going
14, 15-ish, give or take, So
we're going to say we have an age restriction on our live stream.
Yeah.
No, I think
grown-ups only. There's alcohol here, so.
You know what's funny is I have a friend who's a sniper in the National Guard, in the American National Guard, and he'll tell me all day long that Canadian soldiers are cross-trained, more, where they're specifically trained for a single task.
Yeah,
many of them.
You get the guys who are trained just to pump gas.
Well, but it's different. Like you have such a big military, and I think it's fantastic that they do, and they can draw from so many people and give them all specific skill sets.
Yeah.
Where because Canada's so much smaller, they have to be cross-trained in like multiple things.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of person that's
Well,
working there,
the
right?
Canadian military is not big at all. Like,
You should drink more every day until it affects your health. I wouldn't. My problem is I go to the gym at 4 a.m. So I would imagine they do.
they actually do. They very, very much do.
Yeah, like CrossFit's
So-
no joke, and I've done
Yeah.
it, and it's no joke. Like it's high intensity, and even as a guy who's a lifter,
Yeah.
especially as a guy who's a lifter to switch to doing high intensity stuff like that, it's a bastard, and you get humbled real fast doing CrossFit.
The down thing with Canadian military is we only have about 63,000 forces and 27,000 reserves. So it's not a big force, right?
No, and what's it like living in a landlocked nation? We don't live in a landlocked nation.
Landlocked nation.
We have
Are
oceans
you,
on all.
are you kidding? We're on top. You're our bitch.
Ooh, we have 3 oceans around us.
Like, the definition of landlocked is precisely not that.
Right? Yeah, we
We're
can
the
get
furthest thing from land. Like, we're
we-
close to an island if you really want to get picky about it.
we can get out of here real quick.
Do they do ballet? I heard that hurts your toes.
Tell you what, our YouTube viewers are a little different than our Facebook viewers.
Yeah, they're 50.
that
They're
right.
YouTubers. They're YouTubers. So that's the thing, right?
They might. I don't know.
No, they are. They are YouTubers right there. So
No, I think that when you have a Patsy Ann. No, I think that again, here's a prime example, right? Like we're chit-chatting and I don't even know what half those comments mean, but we're engaging. So
because it's kind of fun.
it is fun.
So I mean, yeah. Oh, those poor Americans. Geez.
They're fine. You know what? Here's the thing. I have American friends. I've worked with American guys, and the difference is the border for the most part, right? I can't see any major differences between my American buddies and me. But I mean,
just
there's
the
a lot
beer
of
that you
Canadian,
drink,
there's
right?
a lot of Canadians that are douchebags too. So I get
Right.
it. I'll take that all day long. Like there are. But no, I think that again, hopping on, which is great. I mean, we'll chat with whoever wants to chat with us.
Oh,
Are
did they
we-
go away? They left.
Oh, good. But
That's too
again,
bad.
but why, right?
Ah.
You want to get a rise? I'll do it all day long. Like it doesn't
Yeah, I
bug
mean-
me.
Say hi to your moms for us, guys.
Jesus.
So
You're just talking shit now. No, I think that this is when you have a no, I don't because I'm an adult.
I told you. So that sounds a little maybe
That'd be interesting.
like,
Hard to balance.
yeah,
Very hard to balance.
it's a little gay.
Awkward. So again, going back to what we actually came to talk about today, you look at things like people slamming down companies and businesses because of the fact that they don't like them, they have a grudge against them, and they can bury them with Yelp reviews, Google
Right.
reviews, because you can't get rid of those. You have to somehow get them buried. And like there was a dental clinic that this happened to where these guys went Google, Facebook, Yelp, Better Business Bureau, and described the experience so bad they suggest people should pay a homeless person $50 to pull the tooth that would hurt less.
Right.
So when you do that, people are looking at the reviews and they're going to take that to heart. And when you do something like that, this person's losing business because you were just some idiot with a keyboard that was really good at botting it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that when people do that, they jump on and all they're trying to do is get a rise out of someone or actually hurt somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 teenage boys from Dauphin, 2 teenage brothers from Dauphin. Now, have you watched Unknown Number yet?
Unknown
Jay?
number. I don't know what that is.
It's
No.
a Netflix documentary about this girl and her boyfriend were relentlessly bullied, right?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. No one's watching my shit anyway.
I get 2 viewers. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
okay, that's fine. So, and it turned out that like it was horrible, and it was the girl's mother,
Right.
and she was a piece of work.
Right.
So, I mean, if that shit's happening, I mean, why? Like, if you don't like the girl dating this guy, then do something about it. Like, talk to your daughter about it.
That's Yeah, that's the crazy thing, you know, like why do that when you can just kind of be a jerk about things, right?
Right. No, I think that when you do this from the comfort of, it's sort of like when I see this like revenge porn where someone's
Yeah.
sending out videos of their ex,
Yeah.
like the most gutless, spineless crime that I can imagine is one that you can accomplish by sitting on a couch
Yeah.
and putting it
So,
out there
but I don't
forever.
get that.
It's out there forever.
I don't get that. Okay, so like, good job, you put revenge stuff out on your
Mhm.
ex, but you're in it.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. That would be awkward.
It's like, do you want the world to see your pasty white ass?
Well, apparently some people think that a point is being made when they do it.
I
And
guess.
when that happens, the guy on the left keeps on getting higher resolution and the other guy keeps on getting blurrier. No, it's fine. Anyway, yeah,
No, because
we'll stay on topic because I want to stay on topic.
it's a scale of things. It's whoever's being more racist gets more clear on the topic, right?
Yeah, see,
So
Oh.
I'm not racist, so I just get really foggy, right?
you do. Oh, is that how this works? I get,
Chinese
like,
people
super
can't be
proud.
racist, right?
Okay,
So,
sure, but no, when you have someone sending that out, and this happened locally, and it was disgusting. You just hope that no one's going to figure out it was you,
right.
and then when you get caught, you're going to act like a victim, like, oh, you know what, it was a joke, it was this, that, and everything. I'll tell you what, whatever's out there is out there forever.
Yeah.
That girl is going to, that'll always be able to be found. It's not gone.
Yeah.
It's not temporary. It's out there. And
I think it happens a lot more than people let on, in all honesty.
I think less of it gets reported because of shame, right? It's out there and they're hoping that nobody sees it. But when you, in a meta way, you're kind of on topic though, right? Yeah, I'm trying to be on topic.
Yeah,
No,
we're talking about keyboard warriors. So I mean, you guys are really right on topic, and
you're
it's
banging
kind
it
of
out.
entertaining. I'm okay with this.
Mhm.
So
No, I think that the people that sit behind a keyboard from wherever they might be talking shit, it's the dopamine hit. Let's take it down to science. Why?
that's the question. You know, like why? Like, I guess people just get bored, right?
People get bored and they're going to sit there and disrupt whatever they want to disrupt, which again, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But
what is the show? Okay, so this is what the show is. Keyboard warriors, like you said. Okay, so that's literally what it is. So that's all we're talking about. There is no description because we're running live on multiple platforms and it's just popping up here. So, yep.
Oh no, we're talking about people arguing comments.
Yep.
Yeah. Hang on.
So that's pretty clear. In all honesty, how many literal keyboard warriors could beat you with kung fu? None, because my kung fu is better than yours.
Jeez. I'm just getting rid of these two idiots. Okay.
I don't think you can because they're on my YouTube channel.
Oh, I blocked them off this.
Oh, did you? I'll just go still comment to my YouTube channel. I just won't be able to see them.
That's fine.
So that's fine. Oh, we got to cut it short anyways.
We got to cut short because we're at our 10 o'clock mark. So anyway, to wrap up and get back on point after we had a couple keyboard warriors decide they were going to chime in with nothing constructive today. There's our example.
That was a wonderful example. It was really good.
Perfect example of people just hopping on to disrupt. But do I care? Not really.
No, I mean, you guys, they weren't even racist or rude or anything. So, I mean, I don't know why they like Dogman so much. I mean, my 10-year-old likes it.
I'm trying to figure that out. So, but you know what? Typing to type, man. Some people just type to type.
I get it.
But I do think that when we roll this back into what we're looking for, it's can we have, and if you want it, like AC, you're awesome. Like you brought a lot. We can have a discussion, we can have a debate, we can have an argument. And as long as we can do that respectfully, there should be no reason for anybody to get mad, whether our views are different or the same. And when I see people losing their shit over a disagreement.
Yeah. Nobody.
You know what, AC, I'd love to, we hop on. I pretty sure you're from town. I know you from you're on my Facebook, and you one of these days hop on. We could have a really good conversation about whatever you like.
Every Friday here for the trolls. Here for
Yeah.
the trolls.
But
so
I think that part of society growing and getting better is our ability to communicate with each other respectfully. And if we lose that, we're sliding. But I think we can get back to that. We just have to remember that we're smarter than the trolls, and you're smarter than you. Just bring yourself up to the level that you'd want to be spoken to, and you could have incredible conversations about a lot of different things. But yeah, that's my take on it today. I think that we argued about a few things. You won one.
I don't think there was any winning on that one. So
no, it was a draw, but I think you got me on one. I think it was the basic universal basic income. I was like, you do have a point there. You do have a point there. It has to come from somewhere. So
well, that's the thing. There's always points. There's always points with it, right?
Yep. And that's how people learn. And the nice thing is, people will learn that watch the debates that know nothing about the topics or only know one side of it. So that's where I think the important thing is. Yeah, take care, Keely. I think the important thing is that we watch these things and learn from them. Because if I am stuck on one side and I don't see the other points, I'm always going to be stuck on one side.
Exactly. That's not a debate at that point in time. That's not a conversation. That's just an argument.
That's
digging in your heels. Yeah.
Or it's an echo chamber that you live in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, guys.
Good stuff. Have a good night, everyone.